Hey everyone, how's it going? Alright, I think at this point all of you know the situation regarding this whole thing. Damien did a video on it, Gage has done several videos on it. I believe Damien actually did do several videos on it as well. So, if you've seen those videos, you're pretty familiar with the situation, but if for some reason you don't know what the situation is about, someone going by the name of Codebreaker, although they have like a fuck ton of other stock accounts, it's just so many. It's obviously the same guy using the same accounts. It's obviously just one person. But he has been obsessively tagging Damien, myself, and now Gage and others, Zach, in all of these posts, basically obsessively watching Damien's videos and stalking Damien's community page, even going as far as to find his Facebook and finding my Facebook and finding Zach's Facebook, and just being pretty unbalanced overall, and just tagging us in the most random, bizarre shit ever, making posts trying to make assumptions about all of us, doing a really shitty job of playing armchair psychology, taking digs at my relationship, taking digs at Damien and his life, taking digs at the fact that Damien has seizures of all things, you know, taking digs at Gage, taking digs at everyone. And you know, I wasn't going to make a video about this because I felt like that Damien covered it pretty fucking well. I thought Gage covered it well too, so I didn't really feel the need to make a video myself. And honestly, from this point on, I was just going to ignore it. And I know that I probably should be ignoring it now, and I'm probably just giving Codebreaker what he wants, or whoever the fuck this guy, whatever. And I know that he'll probably, you know, make another post and make a bunch of comments talking out of his ass about this video too and making all sorts of assumptions, and that's fine. You know, he can go ahead and do that. You know, I know that you have nothing else going on in your life, and that's very easy to tell. If you had other meaningful stuff going on in your life, you wouldn't have the time to obsessively stalk comments and videos and go out of your way to find our profile, you know, social media profile pages and stuff. If you had anything better going on, you wouldn't have all the time to do that. Everything that you say about Damien, about me, about Gage, about Zach, about Prof, or anyone else, that's a reflection on you. You are describing yourself. It's all projection on your part. Now, what spurred me to make this video is there have been more recent posts, and they popped up in my feed, in my YouTube feed. And this person is making a few insinuations about Zach and myself. And again, I know that it's best to just ignore all this. And like I said, from here on out, that's what I'm going to do. You know, I'll look at stuff for the lulz, because that's really all this is good for. Or just to laugh at the fact that this person thinks that they know what the fuck they're talking about at all, even remotely. But there's a few things. One, the person apparently took the time to watch Zach's coming out video, in which he describes his coming out story. Now, this video was uploaded way back in 2020, almost 4 years ago. You know, so that point about this guy obsessively going back and watching old videos just to, you know, cook up some bullshit about whatever they think, you know, it is. Going out of their way to pull more shit out of their ass. Which they've done with Damien's videos and with Gage and stuff. But they watched this video, and the insinuation that they're making after watching that video is that Zach was fucking around with me when he was still with his ex. Now, this just goes to show that you don't know anything about what you're talking about. Now, I'm not going to say too much because I don't want you coming up with anything else that you can use to harass anyone else, to harass myself or Zach. And it doesn't even matter anyways because Zach has you blocked. He's completely ignoring all this shit, as he should, and as I probably should be doing as well, but it is what it is. I digress. But the thing, like, that is complete and utter bullshit. Now, I did not come in contact with Zach until he had ended the relationship with his ex. Now, at the time, the relationship that he was in with his ex was not a good one. I'm not going to go into specifics, but this ex was abusive. And Zach had been wanting to end the relationship long before he came across my YouTube channel. And before he even tried to pursue anything with me, he had ended the relationship with this guy. And afterwards is when he stumbled into me, and then we talked, and then things went from there, and now we're where we're at today. So, that's bullshit. To insinuate that, dude, look, I know that you're a troll with no life. I know that you probably live by yourself and don't have, again, anything meaningful going on in your life. I know that you probably don't have a relationship. You want to talk about the fact that Damien doesn't have a relationship when he's openly said many times that he's single and happily single. So, you know, I know you don't have that, despite taking shots at him and even me and then other people for not having that. I know you don't have that. I know you probably don't have a job or a source of income. You probably leech off of your parents or the government or something. I don't know, maybe you're a piece of shit who uses a disability as an excuse to not work. I know that you don't have probably really any hobbies because, you know, you have to have a working mind in order to develop an interest in anything that is worth a fuck besides this bullshit. But, you know, I know that you don't have that stuff going on, but, again, I know that you're a troll with no life, but even for troll standards, this is fucking shitty. Like, this is shitty. And that's bullshit. That is not what happened. I was not involved in any sort of cheating. And I resent the idea that someone is even trying to insinuate that that is the case. You can go fuck yourself on that. The other thing that you try to insinuate is you bring up Zach's style in his videos. Now, all of you probably know that Zach does streams for the most part. He still does videos, but he does streams most of the time. And they're very politically charged. And Zach tends to get very, very, very heated. He's very, very bombastic. And he tends to yell and get very, very worked up and stuff. And he's told me that that is part of, he's kind of sort of playing a part in his videos. Like, it's him, but it's also him kind of like amping it up for the camera and stuff to make it entertaining. Now, that's not my style. You know, we've talked about it before many times. Personally, I don't really do the whole like yelling at the top of my lungs and getting like super, super, super worked up. Like, I know I've done rants on here before where I get heated, but I don't like yell full volume at the fucking camera, because I just think that, especially when you're talking about stuff like political topics, I just think that when you tend to yell and get super heated and stuff, it kind of lessens your argument. But that's just my opinion, and again, I'm not talking shit. I've talked with Zach about this many times off camera. So his style certainly is not my style. That being said, though, you take the fact that he is like that in his streams and his videos, and you make this ominous post warning me about Zach's temper, implying that off camera, in our personal life, that he might fly off the handle and get angry and, hit me? Abuse me? Which, given the fact that you are a massive piece of shit, I assume that's what you're trying to imply. That's never happened. Not once. And that would never happen. Despite what Zach is like in his streams and his videos, when the camera's off, in his personal life, very, very, very different. Zach is passionate about things, especially about the things that he talks about in his videos and streams, but he in no way flies off the handle and gets angry and gets violent, especially with me. So again, the insinuation that you're trying to make is absolute bullshit. Zach is not an abuser, and I have not been abused. And for you to insinuate as such says a lot more about you than it does about me or Zach or anyone else that you're obsessing over. I know that you're bored because you got nothing going on. It's not hard to figure you out. It's funny how you're trying to play armchair psychology with me and making all sorts of assumptions about me and my relationship, when all the things that you're trying to say about me could probably apply to you and probably do. But yeah, I know that you're bored. You got nothing going on. You got nothing meaningful in your life. And I know that you probably are running out of material at this point. But you're walking on pretty fucking thin ice, dude. And to make shit up like that, or to even insinuate shit like that, that's crossing a fucking line. Like, even a lot of trolls online would look at that and be like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. So, you know, all the advice that you want to give me, the advice, maybe take yourself. You know, I'm sorry that you never got enough attention from your parents. I'm sorry that you never had a good relationship with your parents. You know, maybe you had a lot of failed friendships yourself. Maybe your friends or any friends that you used to have. Because that would imply that you have friends right now, which obviously isn't the case, you know, aside from your two fucking Sporty and Stooty, which really, they're not really friends. They're just, you know, enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's basically all it is. You're just fucking, you know, sociopathic acquaintances. You know, in the past you had friends that just couldn't stand you any longer because you're probably super repugnant in person too. You know, personality-wise, maybe physically-wise, I don't know, you know? I mean, I know that you're a coward that won't show your face either as you say all this stuff and make all this shit up online, but, you know, you got nothing. And you have to come up with more material to work with, but, yeah, you're, starting to cross the line. I know you don't have a conscience, and you won't stop, and you'll probably keep on going, but, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe just if you want to keep going down this road, maybe you just might want to have a few warnings. Which one will come from me, and you might want to fucking stop. You're going to mess with the wrong person, and something's going to happen to you that you probably will not like. And that will probably expose a lot that you don't want people to know about. So, you know, tread lightly. And if you're going to stalk us and make shit up, at least be somewhat good at it. Because you're failing on all cylinders to try to be this ominous, spooky troll. So, you know, sincerely, go fuck yourself. You know, I hear that, you know, maybe Denny's might be hiring, you know, they might need a busboy, so, you know, or, you know, Home Depot, you know, they got bleach and stuff, and they might have, you know, Walmart might have some sales on, you know, Pine Sol or Clorox, I'm just saying. So, anyways, that's that's all I have to say. So, I mean, have fun with whatever your life consists of. It seems to only consist of this bullshit, but whatever you got to do, I guess. So, for the rest of you, you know, peace. Try to have a good day. And, you know, don't let this person bother you that much if they're also tagging you and shit. So, just remember, anything that he tries to make up or that he tries to say about you, it says more about him than it does about anyone else. So, yep, that's it. See you guys.